Gun crazy.
In Russia, animals have the right to bear arms. A wild bear turned the tables on a hunter after making off with not one, but two of the man's firearms. The 57-year-old had taken refuge at a remote cabin in Siberia's Irkutsk region and was out getting water when a brown bear snuck into his sanctuary. The animal seemed taken with some hunting rifles and latched onto them. When the man returned, he spotted the bear and quickly ran into the woods, where he hid for several hours. By the time he came back to the cabin, the bear was gone, but so were his Vepr carbine and IZH shotgun. For the next few days, the hunter searched the taiga for his guns, but failed miserably. He finally called the cops, who are now investigating the bizarre incident. So far, they found bite marks on a plastic bucket and scratches on some logs at the cabin. No leads on the rifle-stealing bear, though, who's probably out somewhere having fun at getting to be the hunter instead of the hunted. Meanwhile, the actual hunter is facing a fine and could forfeit his right to buy and use guns for a year. All thanks to a gun-crazy bear. Those damn bears.
Did someone say brownies? Yogi and Boo Boo may take the cake for most resourceful, but this Connecticut black bear clearly wins for persistence. The big fella had been lured by the smell of freshly baked brownies and followed it all the way to the source. It pressed up against the back door and then tried to get in through the other doors. The terrified homeowner asked her neighbors for help, but no amount of screaming, pounding, or yelling could get the pesky bear to go away. Even though the experience is very probably harrowing in person, photos of the chocolate-hungry bear are adorable, and the internet approves. The bear eventually did give up on its brownie quest and left, to the homeowner's great relief. We're guessing she won't be baking anytime soon. Bear breaks into man's home and chases him around. A Facebook video posted by Rodney Ginn shows how he was chased around by a bear inside his own house. California resident Ginn arrived home from work one Friday evening to encounter an unexpected guest in his kitchen. A freaking bear, and not just a bear and two cubs. At which point, Ginn runs upstairs, only to be chased by Mama Bear, who probably thought he'd make a nice dinner. Ginn reportedly locked himself inside a room inside his house for an hour until the Mama Bear and her two adorable cubs left.
It's okay. It's okay. You just snuck in our house early in the morning. Here comes Mom. I know.
Does a bear crap in the woods? Nope. A household in Wyoming got the shock of their lives after a bear wandered into their home and left a nasty little surprise. Max Brighter was having a nice Saturday afternoon nap when his dog suddenly started yapping from another room and wouldn't stop. He went to get the canine, but was instead greeted by a giant furry brown bear staring him down from the kitchen. Brighter locked himself in a nearby bathroom and frantically called everyone else in the house, who yelled and screamed as they barricaded themselves in their rooms. The noise made the bear feel uncomfortable, and it soon broke out of a window and scurried off, but not before depositing two giant turds on the living room floor. Lovely. The Wyoming Game and Fish Department say they're not going to go after old Crappy, unless of course he turns out to be a serial home pooper.
Bears caught horsing around on New Jersey family's backyard hammock.
Oh no.
Oh my God. Okay, they're having so much fun though. How's Mom doing?
Look at what Mama's doing. Should I try to chase him away?
Arctic polar bears stalk Russian scientists. A team of Russian weather experts are under siege from polar bears at their post at a remote island in the Arctic. As many as 10 adult polar bears and several cubs have encircled the scientists at their weather station on Tronoy Island, about 90 miles off the coast of Siberia. The 5 researchers have abandoned some of their weather observation duties because it's just too dangerous to go outside. Polar bears are a protected species under Russian law, so the scientists are not allowed to shoot the beasts. Instead, they have flare guns to scare the bears away, but it seems like that approach isn't working. In fact, the researchers have run out of pyrotechnic deterrents, and one of their dogs was even killed by the polar bears. Russian officials are sending more dogs and flares in an effort to protect the personnel on the island. Further respite for the scientists should come within the next 2 months, when winter truly sets in. A Russian official explained that the polar bears will leave the island when the nearshore waters freeze in October or November to go search for food. Will somebody give this furry fella a driving lesson? Here's something you don't see every day. A bear in Durango, Colorado reportedly broke into a car and took it for a drive. Okay, admittedly, it was a very short drive. According to police, a black bear somehow found its way into an SUV early one morning and released the parking brake. Then it was go time. The commotion woke Ron Cornelius and his wife, and the couple saw the vehicle rolling backwards from a neighbor's home right into their mailbox. It was too dark for them to see the culprit, and while you might just barely believe it, responding officers determined the carjacker was indeed the bear. How'd they come to this conclusion? Well, after finding the massive fuzzy omnivore left a steaming little present in the car. You know, because it was probably nervous, driving for the first time. Photos of the aftermath show the bear had yanked out the steering wheel and pulled the radio right out of the dashboard. A feat Ron says would have taken a human at least a few hours to accomplish. It's unknown what attracted the bear to the vehicle in the first place. The local police are now urging area residents to be extra vigilant about keeping their trash secure, as a bundle of bad news bears in Durango have been extra naughty this summer, going through people's garbage and breaking into cars.